Okay, my friends, dobro jutro. Happy New Year. Came up here early in the morning. Went to the bus station to check on the times. It says the bus station's open at 8 and nobody's there. Typical Balkan. Doors are still locked. But I gotta go to Herceg Novi, but came up to this fortress and this is awesome, my friends. Look at this. This is Kotor. My place is like right over there. But man, this is just jaw-dropping, baby. This is that whole walled-in section, this whole thing. It's walled in there, tiny passages through all there. I showed some of them, and it just, oh my God, it's awesome. In the morning, there's nobody, so you're sneaking through these little passages. You don't know if it's going to somebody's house, and then you see a little business in this right in front of you. It's really cool, and there's cats all over. It's just a pretty country now. And this fortress, some things I read about the fortress, it said like parts of it, like 1,200. It's like Illyrian. The Illyrian is what the Albanians claim to be descendants of. You hear all the time. It was like the natives of this region of the Balkans. I'm not going to get into that because I'm not by no means somebody who studies Balkan history. But all I can say is it's absolutely stunning. And it's so cool to see this old ancient fortress and to be able to walk up it and touch it and just think how many battles were waged through here. These little slots, I guess, for your guns. But man, this is neat. It's like you've just transported back into the medieval times. It's a nice. Today's the 1st of January, 2019, and it's nice out. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, 45 Fahrenheit, probably 6, 7, 8 Celsius. It's supposed to get up to like 15 Celsius or 55, which is really a good temperature for January. Love that sea of orange, huh? Always notice that in Serbia, almost every single home in this region uses those orange-colored tiles, kako se kaže, roofing tiles, I guess is what you'd call them. But this is it, my friends. It said on the thing down there, it said $8. There's like one of those little spinny things. I guess in the summertime when it's really busy, they charge you $8. Today it's free because everybody's in bed. I went out last night and I drank quite a lot. And I got up early because I thought I had to be at the bus station at 8, but I don't know. There's a little kitty in a little place inside this old fortress. I'm gonna go up there, I guess. But man, I'm in love, my friends. Crna Gora's just blown me away. That wasn't a gun. You get this fortress that goes way, all the way. Can you imagine building this back in the day? Putting each stone there in the right spot. God, that would have been a tedious job and a dangerous job. They didn't have safety harnesses and stuff. Anyway, I gotta go. See you later. Hey, ciao, my friends. Dobro jutro. Look at this, huh? That is Kotor. Unbelievable, huh? I'm up on this old fortress way up here. There's more to go. And I got some friends. Look at these little things. Hey, kitty. Cat. I'm not usually a cat kind of guy, but I'll be nice since I'm in Crna Gora. Hey, Machka. How you doing? What are you doing way up here, kitties? Anyway, said I got up early. Oh, Yasa Mamuran. Got up early, went out. Actually, right down there is where they had the concerts and stuff. Drank a lot, spent a lot. It's not cheap here, as cheap as it is in Serbia. But it's New Year's Eve. Yepiga. I had fun. And at Mamuran, went to the bus station at 8 because I thought I had to be there at 8, and it's still locked. Pichku matrina. Okay, my friends, I found another cool spot here. You've got these tiny little steps, narrow. And I was sitting here thinking, how could you have even built this back then? How did they get these big, massive, heavy stones up here, let alone put properly? That would be a struggle in this day and age with all the equipment and civil engineers and all that kind of mathematical stuff that I do not excel at. I can't imagine it. Wow, this goes a long way. But it's so beautiful. So much history. I'm like a guy that just gets overly excited about ancient history. As I said before, when I was in Banja Luka, Republika Srpska, when you go up to for me, being from the Midwest, no guardrails, wow. When you come from the Midwest, like I do, flat nothingness, not pretty, there's nothing there. No history. Our history is Indian. My family has Cherokee Indian in it, so we are natives in my bloodline, but we're very, very mixed. But they don't have monument. There's nothing. The Indians would have built it out of stone, maybe, or wood, but there's nothing there in the Midwest. So when you come to a country over here that has stuff like this, that was built in 1100 or whatnot, before, that's so old, Christopher fucking Columbus, who was a rapist and a genocidal maniac, who was given credit for discovering the United States. How can you discover something that's already there? But he showed up in 1492, So our country didn't form until 1776, So, and this was here way, way before. So cool for me to come here and to touch this stuff, It's really, really neat experience. Sit here, look at this beautiful, beautiful bay. It just blows me away. Ciao. You know what? Not that I'm lazy by any means, but to get way up there, you know what? Fuck it. Yes, I'm lazy. It's just difficult. And I've got to catch a bus at some point, So I got to go figure out the schedule. They're supposed to be open at 8, and they're not. But there's a saying, a stereotype against Crnogorac people here in Montenegro that they're lazy, Let me tell you a funny story about when we're coming in through the border. The Serbia border, we went through like Prijepolje over there. I forget the name of the little place. Into northern Montenegro. Get through the Serbian side. And then it's like, oh my God, we drove for probably 10 minutes. And, how do I get out of here? What's over here? People use it as a bathroom, I think. That's what pisses me off. People, these fucking foreigners, or maybe locals, come up here and throw trash and piss and shit in this fucking old fortress. It makes me angry. Anyway, what I was telling you. Typical Balkan guy that you have in your head. Anyway, sorry. Go through the Serbian side. Drive about 10 minutes through these places. And I thought, man, are we ever going to hit the Montenegrin border? Or maybe they don't have one. 10 minutes later, we come upon this little tiny shack, okay, with a guard in it, and about 10 cars in front of us. So we sit there for just a minute. We come up to the guy, to the customs official, if you will. And if you want to, in your head, if you picture the most Balkan-looking male figure, middle-aged male, that's what he looked like to me. Come up to this little booth, okay? He's got a cigarette. He's got a cigarette with this much ash on it in his hand. Looks like me, unshaven. His hair's unkempt. He's got his uniform on. And then he puts the cigarette in his mouth with the ash hanging out it. And he goes, we hand him the 3 passports. Scans them. Didn't say a word. Cigarette hanging out of his mouth in this little booth. I didn't know you were supposed to smoke when you're dealing with that. They didn't even look in the car. They didn't look in the trunk. They didn't ask questions. We could have hauled 50 pounds of cocaine or 50 Ethiopian immigrants. And they wouldn't have known any better. They wouldn't have cared. But I thought that was so funny. Typical Balkan man. You could tell he was big, kind of chubby. Look like me, but with a cigarette. Just kidding. Anyway, folks, I gotta find some breakfast and get out of here. This is really neat. You're going through people's homes through here. I bet they'd hate that, you know? Wouldn't you? If you've lived in this house for your whole life, your generations and generations, well, I guess you'd get used to it. And then tourists are coming through here late at night, drinking. There's a lady there, sweeping. Gotta go, Joe. Well, she was really nice. I said, "Dobro jutro," and she spoke to me. But anyway, wouldn't you hate that? Because you get tourists coming through here constantly, loud, yelling, pissing in the corners, throwing shit. I mean, that would be so frustrating. But I guess that is their livelihood here. A lot of them are renting their rooms on Airbnb and renting them out. Yeah, just like right there. You know, those have apartment stickers on them. But I think that would just really suck to be a local who lives here. And then right next door, there's constantly new people coming in and out of your apartments. Anyway, my friends, I had a hell of a good time here in Kotor, Montenegro. And it's time to move on to my next destination. Ciao. Hey, ciao. Check this out. Nova Srpska Demokratia. And then you got the Serbian flag up there. Huh? Crna Gora je Serbia. There is the flag of Crna Gora. Walking back home, you can see this is downtown Kotor. And my apartment's like way up this way. Or not way up here, like 10 minutes maybe walk up this street. It's a small little town. I don't even know what the population is, but I'd say probably 10,000 maybe. Really small little place. But that doesn't take away from its beauty. Well, as I talk about beauty, we're looking at this goddamn monstrosity of the ugliest building in all of Kotor. I just mentioned how pretty this city is. The whole city's pretty, with the exception of this, my friends. Something from the Yugoslavian times, probably the socialist era, if you will. Oh, I gotta run down here and get a ticket and see if I can get a ticket for... Yeah, big. I'll do that later. I think there's a bus like every 10 minutes. I just had breakfast, and the guy, he told me, he said there's buses all the time, like every 45 minutes. I'm going to Herceg Novi. It's a pretty city close to the Croatian border. Another port, coastal city. The coastal cities here are gorgeous. The inside cities are gorgeous. Mountains, I mean, this is just a pretty, pretty country, my friends. If you get a chance to come here, get your asses here. Gotta go, guys. Have a nice day. Okay, here's another beautiful part of the town. As I walk home, look at that. The sun's coming up over the horizon. It's just so pretty. You know, the only thing I even heard about this city, I did a big donation for Serbian sports. The team of Klek, the Klek Knights. It's an American football club. Klek's a little, if you haven't heard of it, there's some famous, the Grbić brothers, they're famous volleyball players. They're actually from there. It's an option of Zrenjanin, just about 15 minutes from Zrenjanin, Serbia and Vojvodina, in Banat. But I did a donation, like 74 sets of American football helmets, pads, and everything. My friend is a coach, and he donated all of it to this Serbian club, which was awesome. They had a big dinner in my honor. The team of the Klek Knights, they said they were able to start a whole new club because of that. Like a juniors club, I think. So I was proud of it. Not patting myself on the back here. That's not the point. The point is, I found a Serbian because I'm connected, well connected. I reached out to some different Serbians in the diaspora, And this one gentleman I know, he owns a barge in Florida, and he's got a company in Chicago. So Princess Catherine's Foundation, they were kind enough to drive down to my parents' house and pick all that stuff up. And then I had another guy ship it down to this friend of mine in Florida. And then from Florida, they shipped it all the way to Kotor, Cernagoda. So I do have a connection here to Cernagoda. That's the only thing I knew about it. I heard Kotor, and I thought, oh my God, if this is like a big port community, it's got to be nasty with pirates and, not pirates, but like sleazy sailors and shit like that. But wow, the total polar opposite of what I expected. And another funny thing, I'd posted it that I was here, and a Montenegrin guy in Podgorica, he says, hey, I'm friends with the mayor of Kotor. If you have any problems, you need anything, message me. It's great to be connected, huh? Do widzenia.